Not all that many people appreciate that, but they priced Sarawak away from the Brunei rule. When the time came for forming Malaysia and stuff of that sort, Sarawak was an entity of its own, not under the suzerainty of another Borneo power. That, I think, we have to credit the Rajas with.
The Brooks changed the face of Sarawak, transforming it from a feudal land of conflicting tribes into a modern state. But for centuries before their arrival, an ancient tribe had already found the secret to living peacefully. Their methods have been known to engage the world of the supernatural. The Malanaos. Believed to be the earliest inhabitants of Sarawak, they settled along the coastal regions of the state, living off the land's rich abundance. But their rustic traditions hide other secrets. The Malanaos believe in a strong spiritual connection to the land and are among Sarawak's most ancient shamans. My quest to track down the Malanaos' mysterious practices takes me to the town of Muka. Today, Muka is home to a large Malanao population, many of whom are descendants from the same shamanistic tribes of ancient times.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
My guide, Diana Rose, is a Malanao writer, committed to preserving her heritage. Diana also runs a homestay modeled after a traditional Malanao longhouse.
I mean, you have to even take a step back to kind of take it all in because it's so big.
About 11 years ago, I built this, but the original house is higher. It should be as high as that tree.
No.
Yeah, it is.
That's about 30 feet high.
Yes, because it's 3 stories actually.
What in the world would they build it that high for?
One is for glory, now one is for security. We are under threat from people from the interior, from the headhunters, and then we have from the sea, from pirates. So that's the reason why I built a toll house, basically for sentry. Another one is glory because most of the people in the toll house are aristocrats actually.
As one of the earliest inhabitants of Sarawak, the Malanao faced competition for land when other tribes began migrating into the area. Faced with the threat of war, the Malanao devised an intricate system of diplomacy. Using food as a commodity, they would trade with rival tribes as a means of establishing peaceful relationships.
This is part of our family gathering food. Usually we have this in the middle and we have a lot of other food in between, and then we have a big family gathering. Everybody fight for this and eat all the side food.
Everything on this table represents traditional Malanao food.
Yeah.
But here we are eating rice.
This is something that we have adopted. The Malana people basically start eating rice 1930s until today.
So then where does the rice come from? Do you guys grow it?
In the past, we don't actually. We got our rice from our neighbors, basically the Iban, through barter trading. Because what we do is that we sell them what we have here, the fish and everything, and then they in exchange, they pay us with the rice. It's part of our diplomatic relations, actually.
Beyond establishing a system of diplomacy in the face of hostile tribes, the Malanaos also developed an ancient healing tradition involving the spiritual world. Diana is taking me to witness the crafting of an important ritual artifact.
Or he's carving a balloon, a healing dolls. When we go through a ritual of Bebayoh, so if you have a kind of illnesses that is caused by a spirit, so the shamans or the Bebayoh person will go and cast out the bad spirit that caused your illnesses and then transfer this to this doll. If the spirit that caused your illness is from the forest, then they will hang up in a tree in the forest, or it's from the river, then it's just thrown down in the river.
Returning the spirit back to nature.
Yes, back to where they come from.
Okay.
Shamans tending to a patient would first identify the kind of spirits causing the illness based on his symptoms. Belums would then be used to draw the spirits out of the patient's body in a healing ritual. Each belum image is handcrafted for a specific illness, and there are over 300 different types of diseases catered for.
What is this supposed to represent? What illness?
This is what they call Bebayoh pengamo. It's for when you feel overall discomforts, hard in breathing, you want to vomit, and then you feel very restless, and you feel that as if you're going to lose your mind.
The healing ritual is conducted by a Bebayoh, traditionally the most important person in the village. After consulting with many of the locals, we finally locate one of the last surviving Bebayohs in Muka. The ritual begins with the ceremonial rite where the Bebayoh takes an old arrowhead to all the members of his family to bite. This rite ensures that evil will not befall on his family. He then proceeds into a state of trance. At this moment, the Bebayoh is possessed by his spirit guides. These spirits will heal the patients brought before the Bebayoh. Today's patient is a Chinese man who has come from the city to seek advice from the Bebayoh.
Our belief system in the past is that between the spirit world and our human world, there's very thin line dividing it. And it's all this rites, this ritual, the language he used, even the articles that he used in his healing, is all taught by the spirits to him.
According to the Bebayoh's diagnosis, evil spirits have bound the patient's body in chains that are affecting his luck. With a sago frond and knife, the Bebayoh proceeds to symbolically cut the patient loose while he is in trance. The Bebayoh then sucks out the evil from the patient's body and spits it into the ground.
And it looked like something was going on. I can't quite explain.
I felt a shiver, chill to the bone. But
do you remember if there was a specific moment?
it was the moment that it put and scraped it down my back. I could feel it going down to my toes.
He said that this is quite mild. He said there are times when he will go and he will cut you with it.
Has the shaman been able to identify, are any of these grandchildren potential healers as well?
So it doesn't matter whether he'll be the last one. Upon maybe in the next few years or the next century, we have another one coming up.
So the shaman has a confidence that even after he passes away, that in the future, whatever spirit will also be able to anoint or select the next healer.
Yes. So he's not worried.
As one of the most culturally diverse states in the world, Sarawak has thrilled me with the richness of the stories hidden just beneath its surface. From mapping out the Brooke dynasty's fierce protection of their territory through the forts they built, to uncovering the dark secrets of a vanishing headhunting tradition, learning about the tragic fate of a group of strong-willed gold miners, and witnessing a spiritual ceremony performed by a traditional shaman. I'm convinced that Sarawak has many more stories that lay waiting to be discovered, and it's up to us to find them.